Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are doing another unboxing for you, and this time it is our monthly subscription to Mystery Tackle Box. It is the Bass Elite box. So today we're going to open up this guy, do an unboxing on this guy. This is the December box. And we got some other unboxings coming up too. Try not to do a ton all at once. I'm sure you guys don't want to see me just sitting here talking about unboxing baits and stuff, you know, for a full couple of months. So I'm gonna try and mix it up a little bit if I can. Today we got an unboxing from MTB and the Elite box. So for December, we're just gonna get right into it. The first bait is the Weston Shad Tease Slim. This is a 3-inch little bait here. I'm not sure on the color. Pearl sand is the color. It's a finesse swim bait, and I can see this being really useful for smallmouth and maybe spotted bass too if you're in the area. I don't have spotted bass in my area, so I don't ever fish for them. But smallmouth bass, I can see would love these things. Throw them on a small jig, a Ned head, or whatever you want to do. You drop shot too. The drop shot will work really good. Or I mean, these would work really good on a drop shot. Pretty cool little bait. Next one. It's a blade bait by Acme called the Vrod. And this is the color's called Pony Boy. So it's got some white and it's got some bright colors on there. Got some white chartreuse top and you know, got a pink nose there, pink front end, and it's your typical blade bait, with the exception of the colors, I suppose. But this thing is gonna, you know, just rip it up. You can vertical jig it, you can cast and wind it, and reel it just like you would a lipless bait. And I'll probably throw it in a little bit more dirtier water, maybe some rivers. This will get smashed pretty good. All right, next one, we're gonna go into the Googan Squad Junior Scout. This is their 3.5-inch model, and it's the sexy shad color. So I had to take a look at it there for a second. And these jerk baits do pretty good. I have really good luck with them. I haven't used the junior very often, but I will be more and more for smallmouth. Well, I say that because it's a smaller bait, or a smaller jerk bait, and sometimes smallmouth will eat smaller stuff more than larger stuff. But they've also crushed the bigger regular size Scout too. So kind of goes back and forth. Depends on the forage size that they're feeding on. So pay attention to that. But these baits have been pretty good. I've caught a lot of fish on the bigger Scout, and it's earned its place in my box. Of course, I am a fan of Googan Squad baits. Not everything, but I do like the majority of their baits, and I like them because they catch me fish. I like the way they work. I like their action. You know, so I've got no complaints on the ones that I do like. So, good bait here. Gonna get right into the next one here. We've got the 13 Fishing Jabberjaw. This kind of, what kind of color is? Oh, it's olive shad. So Jabberjaw, it's not something I've thrown before, so I can't speculate on how well it works in the water. But it's got a swinging bill that they call it a Jabberjaw, and the bill, it's a metal bill, and there's a bit more information on it on the back there. But this is a pretty good square bill. From what I've seen and heard, this thing gets the job done. And it looks pretty good too. So if you're ever looking for another square bill, something else to try, give that a shot. Jumping into some jigs, got a 1/4 ounce swim stalker jig from Kalins, and I'm not, what's the color on this one here? I'm not sure on the color. Well, they say bluegill. There's a different color bluegill. So nice little color to add to the box. This is it's a 1/4 ounce jig, and that's typically what I will start to throw first. I will start with a 1/4 ounce jig, and then I'll move heavier from there. I don't typically go lighter than a 1/4 ounce for swim jigs, but I will go heavier depending on where I'm throwing it, the cover, and the depth. But typically I'm starting out with a 1/4 ounce weighted jig. And this one, it's a bit of a finesse option, and so this would actually work pretty good on docks too. You'll put a small swim bait trailer on there, toss it along the docks, swim it along the docks. If you're good at skipping, I'm not, but if you're good at skipping, skip it up underneath the dock there and slow roll it back, and you should get hammered. So good bait here. I like those. Always like jigs. And the next one, we've got a lot of these. I think I'm gaining quite a few of these. The Headbanger Rocker Head. Not much really to say about this. We've had these on the channel in unboxings before. It's kind of like a bladed jig style, swinging head, type of a rig. It's got your 4/0 EWG hook, and then it's got like the head here. It is a weighted head, but it's like a lead head, but it's cupped. So when you're reeling it through the water, it's very erratic. So you could throw a bunch of different baits on here if you wanted to. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You could throw a craw, you could throw a swim bait, you could throw a worm, or whatever you want. It's going to have that hunting action and very erratic action as you bring it through the water. Something that could definitely get hit pretty hard. We are going to jump into another Headbanger lures, and it's kind of like they kind of do this. I've noticed this in the past couple of boxes with their jigs or their hooks. They put in a soft plastic in order to to rig with them. And with that, we have the Banger Ribs from Headbanger, a 4.5 inch. It's in a green lantern color, and it looks like they got some copper flake in here. If you can see that, put it up closer to the lens here. It's got some copper flake, and I really like the looks of that. Smallmouth are certain times, certain moods, they really like to see copper flake in their plastics. They're plastics, like they know they're plastics. But they like to see copper flakes sometimes. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But sometimes when I gotta switch it up and throw something different, I'll throw something with a copper flake, and I can usually get a few more bites. So I don't know what it is, but there's copper flakes in here. Looks like there's some red flakes as well. All in all, it looks like a pretty good little bait that's gonna get bit. It's got. I'm gonna pull one out because it's hard for you to see it. And then, well, it's kind of neat. So it's pretty much hollow. So see that? Pretty much hollow right there. So that's kind of neat. So you got a lot of space here to throw it. So what I would actually throw this on is I wouldn't throw this on an EWG hook. I would probably throw it on like on a worm hook. Maybe a heavy, like a heavy gauge wire worm hook, because you don't need all that space. I mean, look at that. You don't need that. But it's got a pretty good, you know, meat on the front on the head here, so you can, you know, put your hook in through there. And it's got, the unique part is it's like a unique part to it is it's got a kind of like a ribbon tail, and right at the end it's almost like a paddle tail. See that? Just about like a paddle tail. I mean, it's situated a little bit different, so you see that? It's gonna move a little bit of water, and I like unique stuff like that. I like stuff that's just slightly different, because there's a lot of similar baits out there, and you can find something that's just got something just a little bit different. It's got the possibility of getting bit way more, maybe bigger bites too, because they don't see it that often. So I like this. This is gonna go in the boat. We're gonna try this out for sure next year, because like it's frozen over now. And we're gonna jump right into the zinger. Ogan Squad spinnerbait here. It's a 3/8 ounce bluegill color, and it's a spinnerbait. Not a whole lot to say about it, but this thing, you know, I mean, where I'll throw it probably. I mean, I've talked about spinnerbaits before, so where I like to throw them in weeds, I like to throw them around cover. Not thick cover, not real thick. I'll throw them around wood, and then maybe some docks too. I do like to throw these somewhat into not like thick reeds, like pencil reeds, but sparse. And what I'll do is I'll pick a spot that kind of stands out, something different about it, and I will cast up in there. And a lot of times, as I'm reeling it about 2 or 3 feet within the reed patch, and I'm coming out, I'm about 2 or 3 feet from the edge of it, I'm getting just crushed. So give that a shot. I just be aware that you are throwing it around, you know, weeds, and you are probably going to get hung up at some point. But I don't get hung up very often when I do throw spinnerbaits in there. They are very relatively weedless. You just want to make sure you throw, you know, maybe a little bit heavier line. I'd like to throw a 17-pound fluorocarbon line from Suffix Advanced, but pick something that's going to work for you. And I typically don't have an issue with the 17-pound fluorocarbon line. I usually pull them out however I need to, and they don't bend the wires too bad. Get a big enough fish, and it's going to bend it up pretty darn good. But I've had pretty good luck with it so far, and these are pretty decent spinner baits. So give them a shot, see what you think. And next thing in the box here, oh, I guess I kind of forgot something. We got some Stickies 3/0 offset worm hook. Look at that. I was just talking about using those on those Headbanger, whatever they're called, the ribs, banger ribs, and well, here we go. We got the worm hooks right here. So that a shot, and then we got a decal too, of course. Looks like a bass. It's supposed to look like a pig. It's got the tusks in the front. So pretty neat little decal. Of course, you got your what's inside and your nibble book. So pretty solid box. I got some cool things in there. You got 13 Fishing Jabberjaw. You got some Ogan Squad baits, and then probably my favorite out of there is the Headbanger, the Headbanger Banger Ribs. I'm really digging these because I really want to try them out. I really do. I like different stuff like that. And we may even just throw them, you know, try it out, throw them on here. Why not? I mean, they send them with it, right? So, good box. This is the Mystery Tackle Box Bass Elite for the month of December. The unboxing, I really enjoyed that, and Got some good baits, like I said before. So with that, you know, we are gonna, like I said before, we are gonna do some more unboxings, you know, and stuff like that. And then we're gonna go over some more rigs, rod setups and stuff too. And I'm thinking I'm gonna talk some more about the baits that I throw, certain baits as well. So stay tuned for all of that. This is going to conclude the unboxing video for today. And if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And the ones who have, thank you, appreciate you, and we'll catch you in the next video.